Me and my ex husband, you know, we used to struggle a lot with chronic fights. And we tried even two marriage counselors in the past and a lot of sessions. However, because we weren't really getting any results, we eventually tried individual counseling. So one day, his counselor told him to, why don't you just tell Monica how you feel, tell her about your needs, etc., etc. Well, this actually seems like a good advice because if we are in a marriage, shouldn't we be able to be honest with each other, right? With the context that we were in, it was actually something that really didn't help at all, but actually worsened our situation. So what happened was that one day he brought in this conversation explaining how he was feeling in the relationship and what he needed and what he felt that he couldn't get in the relationship. However, what happened was that because we were having so many fights and both of us feeling that we are not really truly understood, we are not truly heard, and our needs were not really met. Then what happens is that when one side brings up more of this, like saying, hey, my needs are not met, I'm not happy with the relationship, etc., etc. What happens is that then the other person would naturally react like, hey, what about my needs? I've been trying to communicate them and you never seem to listen and understand. And now you're almost feels like a demand that I understand you and etc. etc. So this obviously didn't go so well. And it was only after my divorce and after learning a lot about relationships, communication, and also after having better experiences when it comes to communication in my next relationships that I finally understood the problem. And the problem is that because we are so used to react in a certain way, that we need to fix our inherent energy, our relationship foundations first before we can really have more of these conversations. Because the more we just continue to do what we were doing, the worse it actually gets. So this is why I realized that it actually needs to fix the emotional foundation first.